Okay guys, today we're looking at close guard, the bottom position. We'll be looking at back takes from the close guard. So when you're taking the back from the bottom, right, you're transitioning from one position to an alternative position. Your arms, your hips, your legs have to shift from a complete position of being on the bottom to getting on top. That would include hooks, seat belts. There's quite a lot of things that have to move. There are two main things you've got to worry about when you're taking someone's back from the close guard position. So if you go into the close guard, two biggest problems or obstacles that are going to hinder you from moving to the back are number one, the hands or the arms, and number two is going to be your own leg on the far side. Now, when we have tension or control the opponent's body, if we want to shift to the back, we can't have ourselves holding or squeezing the opponent so tight that it hinders our ability to rotate around them. We want to think of the opponent's body like a bolt and us being the nut, and we want to spin around the opponent's body like a nut would on a bolt. Now, circumnavigating this arm is going to be your priority. Okay, we have to get under the arm, get our head behind the shoulder, and then take the back. Now, that can be done in a number of ways. The first and simple method we're going to work with is taking an over-under control. From the over-under control, we're going to isolate the shoulder and then clear the hand and make our way to the back. In that process, we're going to clear the back foot or the far leg as well. So first thing is first, good control. One hand under the armpit, one hand around the back of the neck. I'm going to connect, gable, bring the opponent down to us. Alright, in this position, I want to take my hip and I want to cut it out to the underhook side. So I can use my foot on the floor, I can use my knee against the opponent's body, or if their hips are further back, I can use my foot on their hip. I need something to push against to be able to turn my butt out. The more I can get onto my side, the easier it is going to be for me to take the back. Once I'm here, I'm going to take my hand, the underhook side, face the palm towards the opponent's ear, connect a gable grip, and have a nice strong bite with my forearm, the blade, across the shoulder. Okay, I want to pinch the opponent's arm between my shoulder and my ear. I'm then going to cut another angle. From this position, the key is to take this hand and to pass it over my head. I do that by pointing my left shoulder to the mat. Now what you can't do is you can't curl your head in whilst trying to clear the hand over your head by using a shoulder crunch. I've got to actually straighten my spine to clear this hand. Once clear, immediately I want to take my head down low to the opponent's shoulder. Now I can hold and control by taking my hand, grabbing the far lat. I want to use this leg to rock my body up. You'll notice my far foot's still on the far side. At this point, as I rock up, I'm pulling my far knee down to the mat. By posturing on my elbow, and getting myself in a seated position makes it far easier for me to pull the leg out. So I'll do that again, where I clear my head completely, get to my elbow, and then pull my leg out to take the back. Another way to do this is to get my foot out from the far side before I sit up, which would make my sit up easier in some cases. So in the second option, where I'm going to get my foot out first, I've got to create enough space by moving my butt away once I've got the shoulder crunch, and then taking my far leg and putting it into a half guard position. I could even take that inside leg and hook on the inside of the opponent's leg, so that when I take the back, I've got one hook ready to go. So I do the setup the same. I've got a good shoulder crunch. I'm now going to take my far leg and I'm going to place it on the inside of the opponent's hip. I'm putting my toes on the inside of the opponent's hip and I'm using it to push into. I'm pushing and pulling my butt out. By pulling my butt out, it makes it easier to take this leg and shove it between the opponent's legs, putting me in half guard. Once in half guard, I clear the hand, I secure the shoulder, I sit up. You want to take as short a space of time to get from the bottom to behind the opponent's shoulder. If I can get my hand and my head to pinch behind the opponent's shoulder, all the better. Because their reaction is going to be to want to posture and bring this hand back in front and across my body, whereby I'd lose the position. So immediately as I clear, my head was to glue itself into the opponent's shoulder. Notice I reverse at a 45-degree angle to the back of the opponent's hip before taking the back. Try not to rush the back take as soon as you come over. Often they'll put you in a compromised position where you can get tipped over the top. So I'll demonstrate that again, removing my leg before getting my head out and then taking the back. Guys, taking the back from the closed guard, double under position, very simplified version of it. We're going to go double under control. We're going to shift our butt out. We're going to hold the far lat. That far lat is going to allow us to suck our body out to the underside. We're going to prop up on our near elbow. By propping on the near elbow, it allows me to pull out my far leg. Some people will use the elbow, get to their knees, and as they get to the knees, pull the leg out. Or you can, in that position, hold, take your top foot, like the first method, jam it into the hip, pull your bum back, put in the half guard hook, and then work your way to back. So this is the double under back take from closed guard. Double under control, number one. Number two, cut the angle out. Use the leg, gain momentum, push against the hard surface, whether it's the body, the hip, or the floor. Keep your legs tense, knees coming inward, so the person can't just pass your guard. Once I'm here, grab the far lat. Take my foot, place it in the hip, reverse. Pull the leg through, rock up. Onto my elbow, flare, take the back. Double under position, guys, right? Cut the angle. Once I've cut the angle, get right into my side. Reach for the far lat. Put my leg into the hip. Scoop the bum back. I've got good control. Leg goes in the center. Pull my elbow up, generate momentum, pass my shoulder, hide my ear. Notice I cleared the hand by pointing my shoulder, immediately coming into the turtle position. And from here, beginning my attack. Guys, those are two very simple back takes from the closed guard position. The first one we did involving the shoulder crunch, where we can take our body to straighten that shoulder, apply pressure, get the hand to pass over your head and come up to the back. Always remember, as soon as you come up to the back, your ear must glue to the back of the shoulder real quick. Okay, you don't want to give the person space and time to posture up. Second method, double under control. We're going to bring the opponent forward, nice good S grip. Get to our side, begin to turn that angle. More our butt comes out, the better. Hold the far lat. Once you've held the far lat, toes go into the hip, scoot the bum out to feed in your half. Once you've got that half guard hook, you want to then pull your elbow in, prop on the elbow, get your bum out, and take the top turtle position and progress to the back from there. Your back take can vary, guys. You can either do any turtle back take that you feel comfortable with at that point. The next thing we're going to work on, guys, is our arm entrapments from the closed guard. From the closed guard, we've got two main arm entrapments that we're going to work with to take the back. One is the bolt cutter, and the other is the reverse arm drag. We're going to start them both with an elbow and wrist control. We're going to get the arm across the body, initiate the bolt cutter, take the back. We're going to bring the arm across the body, initiate the reverse arm drag, and take the back. First thing, bolt cutter. How do you identify a bolt cutter? You can enter a bolt cutter like you would for a arm drag. Got a good control on the arm, above the elbow, on the tricep, and we've got a good control of the wrist. Once we've got this control, we are then going to pass it in as if we're reaching for a arm drag. Simultaneously, I'm going to turn my butt out. I can use my foot against the hip, or I can use my knee pushing into the opponent to turn my butt out. My hand feeds through. Once my hand fed through, it's going to grab my bicep, and I'm going to hook above and over the opponent's shoulder. Okay, this makes it harder for them to just pull their arm free. Now, from here, to get the back take, very important, you can't have the opponent's elbow above your chest when you have a bolt cutter. You want to have the elbow all the way underneath your armpit on the other side of your body. From here, first thing, create space. Again, put the foot into the hip, scoop my bum out, put in my half guard hook, and take the back. You'll notice, guys, as I'm getting up, when I have the bolt cutter, I take my elbow and I open it on the floor, breaking their posture further to help me take the back. This is what I mean. So when we've got the bolt cutter here, right? Once I'm here, as I'm sitting up, my elbow is opening the opponent's arm. So I've got a good bicep control. I use my leg for momentum to sit up, and I make a semicircle with my elbow. That semicircle gives me advantage, and it breaks the opponent's posture. From there, I then posture up on my bottom shin. Boom. I can then release and immediately circle the far side of the body, reverse back, and look to take the back of the opponent from there. Make sure when you're on the bolt cutter, guys, you're holding on tight and you've got that stopper over the shoulder. The next arm entanglement from close guard is the reverse arm drag. So typical arm drag, right? We're going to arm drag in this particular manner. Opposite hand to the tricep, pass the hand across. For the reverse arm drag, we're actually now taking the cross hand, holding the wrist, and our hand on the other side is coming around and is grabbing low on the opponent's forearm. You can, if you'd like, also grab your own wrist. Okay, you can either go your own wrist or double on the opponent's wrist. We're just going to now inculcate that to the close guard position. Grip, we're going to go for the same. We're going to go for the elbow and wrist control. Cut the angle, acquire reverse arm drag. From here, take my leg, put it in, pull my bum out, place it on the inside. Take my leg through. Now in this position, my hand is going to grab the bicep and pass it. So the wrist hand goes to the bicep, my forehand goes to the hip, and we sit up to take the back. Wrist and bicep, wrist and elbow control, foot on the hip, turn the angle, reverse arm drag control. Pass it away from us, right? Put my foot on the hip to push my bum back, pull my leg through, straight into the half guard. From here, I'm going to switch the grip. My right hand, the one that's on the wrist, is going to go to the opponent's bicep. My left leg is generating momentum as I sit up. I hold, and I open the arm. Immediately looking for the far hip, getting onto my knees, and then getting the back, or beginning to attack the back from the top turtle position. Notice how my leg on the inside, when I've got the inside half guard, immediately hooks the opponent's bottom foot. Okay guys, and that concludes our basic techniques from taking us from closed guard bottom to the top turtle position. In any position, guys, remember, when you arrive to the position, think what your goals are, your major outcomes are, and then work towards them. We've got submissions, we've got sweeps, we've got back takes. We've also got transitions. Transitions, putting ourselves into a different position from the closed guard. In a roll, you may try a position, you may try the attacks, and find that you're not getting any success with any of them. You may decide to go to an alternative position that may offer a new avenue of positions to attack with. Which brings us on to the simple transitions of going from closed guard to butterfly to open to half guard. Being able to know how to transition to alternative positions is going to greatly expand your opportunities from the bottom. From closed guard, one of the positions you may want to put yourself in that will open up your opportunities is open guard. When you're in open guard, you don't have a knot, and we have our feet placed on the opponent. First thing you want to do is open your legs, posture and frame with your hands in the shoulders. Turn your bum to one side. If I'm on my left side, my right knee comes in and flares outwards. In doing so, my bottom knee is going to follow, bringing both my knees on the inside and my feet on the hips. Now we're in the open guard position. Make sure you use your hands to help and aid in keeping the posture nice and upright of the opponent, giving you space to transition to the open guard. The next position you may want to transition to is the butterfly guard. In the butterfly position, you may initiate it as if you're going to open guard, thereby simply taking your feet from the hips and sliding it down to the floor to put you in the butterfly position. Half guard, the easier position to work a lot of sweeps and a lot of back takes. You may want to take yourself from closed guard to half guard. This is how we do it. First thing is first, create a nice frame, get onto your side, pull your knee through between the opponent's arms, get your shin across the body. Okay. Now, I'm not going to bring my other leg up as I did for open guard. I'm going to stay on my side. I'm going to use a frame and a structure of my shin as if I'm utilizing a knee shield. I'm going to pull my butt out and free my far leg. Once my far leg is out, I'm going to kick the far leg straight between the opponents and hook it in play. Now from here I can play knee shield, or I can decide to kick it through, boom, and begin attacking from the half guard position. Right guys, that is all for today. Be sure to leave a comment if you need any help with anything or if you have any suggestions. Like and subscribe, and we'll catch you in the next video. Thank you very much. Thank you.